Hello, people. What a summer. What a game it was yesterday, but it was all the focus that was going to turn towards the Alexander Isak saga coming to an end. He got his medical boxed off. He's the deal's done. There's no worry about Alexander Isak. Liverpool's attacking lineup is looking very, very healthy. But, and there is a big but, there is a big twist. There is a late snag in the Marc Guehi deal. It's funny how things work out, isn't it? Where Marc Guehi has been, let's be honest, a completely different type of method to go about wanting or getting your move away. He's wanted and he's made his feelings known to the manager and the club. And he wants to leave Crystal Palace and go to Liverpool, of course. But he's been the ultimate professional. He's played the Community Shield. He's played the first leg of their qualifier. He's played the second leg of their qualifier. He's played a couple of league games as well, all the league games, actually, and scored an absolute... He did a Dominic Szoboszlai yesterday, and there was an interesting... I haven't seen it, but I read it on Twitter where he was supposed to go to the away end, and he just didn't want to do it. But everything is ready. His exit video, his goodbye video is ready, and... we have literally 5 minutes to go, but I'm not too clued up of how things work on the transfer deadline day. Just if Liverpool put a transfer deal sheet, is that still going? You guys will know better than me. Let me know. But I do know that the Premier League does give teams special dispensation at times if some sort of agreement is reached. The medical, as we know, is done, but we wait anxiously as to what that decision is from Marc Guehi. I think the decision from Marc Guehi has been always Liverpool, but he's been really, really professional. He's a modest individual, a really, really down-to-earth guy as to what we've been told and what you read about him as well. But he wants to leave in really good, amicable terms, on really good, amicable terms with Crystal Palace, and he wants to do it the right way, and you have to respect that. Everyone is different. Sometimes people go about it different ways. Alexander Isak has gone about it in different ways, and the irony is that his deal is done. So, look, let's be honest, you cannot really blame anyone. I blame that lad. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, but he was supposed to go to Crystal Palace. He decided to talk to West Ham late on, and that's caused a massive, massive late twist in the deal. We're told about an hour ago that Liverpool and Crystal Palace and this deal, the deal doesn't affect the Marc Guehi deal, but Crystal Palace are looking at alternatives. So let's see what happens. But what is relevant and what is important is the influence of Glasner, because he has always been against the idea, publicly as well and privately, as we know now, that he's been against the deal of Marc Guehi going to Liverpool. And it looks like Marc Guehi, what we've been told, is he's had really late talks with the manager. And you can probably, work out what those talks are, where if you're working out the Marc Guehi, the individual, that he wants to leave, he's probably told the club and reiterated the fact that he wants to make his desired move to Liverpool. But the manager, apparently, if we're going to believe reports, that there is a sense of Crystal Palace, bomber, deal sheet in. It's done. Who said it? Mark McGrath. Breaking. Deal sheet set to be submitted for the Marc Guehi move from Crystal Palace to Liverpool, but the deal is in the balance. Wow. So it's not done then. It's not done. So the deal sheet is done. The deal sheet is submitted. But so what's the wait then? If if it's purely on the basis of an alternative, we should be hearing the next couple of minutes that Crystal Palace have agreed a fee with someone, have completed the signing or put their own deal sheet in place for a player, and the Premier League will give them a special dispensation to complete their own alternative. What is this? Is it some still the talks are still going on? Marc Guehi has told Liverpool to get the deal sheet in, but he's got 10 minutes to convince the manager that, you know what, let me go. A 2-hour extension, some of you guys are saying. It looks like I'm getting affected by all this talk. Let me take a puff, and then we'll break down the situation. It's been a long summer. We're into extra time. I like that. Let's go. Let's see if we can find something else. Let me try to share my screen with you guys. But look, there's a comment here from Oliver, sorry. Glasner is a disgrace. He leaves Crystal Palace for a bigger club. You know what? I didn't agree with your first comment, because any manager would want to keep their best players. But I agree with your second statement, where he'd leave for a champion, a bigger club than Crystal Palace the minute they come in for him. And now he wants Guehi to be loyal. But Oliver, to be honest with you, what I would say is, as much as a great professional Marc Guehi has been, he needs to be fucking stronger in this situation. You know, look at Jackson. He traveled to Germany, and you know, he's got his loan move in the end, hasn't he? Because he said, fine, look, I'm not coming back. Sometimes you have to earn that move. So I would defend Glasner in a way where every manager would want to keep his best player, just like Eddie Howe wanted to keep Alexander Isak at Newcastle. But there comes a point where you have to let go, and you have to take a step back and judge the situation, where he did say, look, on a football perspective, that, look, I really want this striker. He's one of the best strikers in the world, and who wouldn't want to keep Isak at the club? But he goes, look, ultimately, I can't be oblivious to the whole situation and how things have transpired. I know it's a completely different situation to the situation of Marc Guehi at Crystal Palace, but in a selfish sense, that, you know, if the player is being professional, and the club and the manager are going to take advantage of that. And they were very confident, and they had trust in the player that he could play games for them. And we have seen proof of that he's been their best player, you know, arguably. So, you know, obviously he's really, really close to the fan base, and he's the captain, and he only said it at the weekend that it's been a huge honor to captain this football club. But I'll be honest, if you want to come to Liverpool, if you want to go and get that move, if you want to go get that job in any working environment, you have to go and grab it. You have to go grasp it. Because let's be honest, sometimes that opportunity, man, may never arise again. You know, God forbid, he might get injured, and Liverpool are never interested in him again. So, you know, if you want that move, go grab it, and then, you know, go on to the next level, wherever you are. So I'll be honest with you. Yes, Glasner is going to do what every manager is going to do. And you're 100% right to say Glasner will go, and because if he's ambitious enough and goes to a Tottenham, I'm trying to think where is the next step from Crystal Palace, Man United, dare I say, he would take it, and you'd say, you know what, fine, you came to Crystal Palace, you won us the FA Cup, you got us European football, but at the end of the day, you proved it that you deserve the next opportunity. So, yeah, you know, if you got the ambition, go grasp it, and let's see what happens. But look, we have to wait as to what the reasons are as well. But from what we're getting, I think Marc Guehi should have been a bit stronger. And all the reports, no, Ali says it's Glasner. No, it's not fucking Glasner. Let's be honest. Visser got his move in the end. Isak got his move in the end. I'd love nothing but Marc Guehi to become a Liverpool player. But I feel like he could have been stronger, and he shouldn't have relied on a last day deadline bonanza. So let's see what happens. Uh, Rightio. What just on the Glasner situation is, if he's threatening the club that I'm gonna walk, then I can understand. I can understand it. But this is another reason why. Why do you let it go to the last day? And nothing's guaranteed in football, and especially the transfer deadline day as well, where you're relying upon moving parts and everything as well. Hassan saying we've got till 9 p.m. Okay, let's see what happens. Keep me posted to breaking news as well. If you can put it on in the chat as well, I'll put it up on screen. And let's see if Crystal Palace can bring an alternative. Let's see if something breaks in the next 5-10 minutes as well. Jay says, agree, Asim, we should never have left it so late. And look, we have to be happy, even if Guehi doesn't come in. Look, let's hope he comes in. He'll be an absolute brilliant addition to the team. Nobody is going to argue against that. But, when you leave it to the last day, you are leaving it to a bit to the moving parts, a bit to a look, a bit to a chance as well, and anything can happen. West Ham came in late for this Brighton defender, and it's caused a massive twist. And when you're running and when the time is ticking, anything is possible. So let's see what happens. I'm keeping an eye out on my phone as well, just in case I get anything. I'm just going to quickly message a few people. Just bear with me, people. Have we got him? Is my message. Read the chat. Read the chat. Ooh. Crystal Palace have confirmed the signing of centre back JD Canver. Who the hell is he? On a 4-year deal. Surely that's good news. Canver, can he defend? He's a centre back. That's a good start. Super chat. Thank you so much. JD Convert, or is it Convert or Convert? Convert just signed for Palace. So Guehi in. And let's see what happens. Let me know what Matt has said, by the way. Keep liking, keep subscribing, people. Can you hear me? He goes, I can't hear you. Yeah, you can now. Okay. I'm just looking at my phone, just as you guys are as well. So I'm going to have to rely on you. Tommy's asking, is the deal sheet, has it been submitted? Yes, it has. And apparently we have got up until 9 o'clock. And if it looks like this centre back is going to Crystal Palace, then the deal is still alive. And that is good news for Liverpool. But what a window it will be. Is it the best ever for you guys? I know we're gonna hype it. Why not? But we were scared. We were running out at time. It was TikTok, but it could be the perfect ending. This summer was always gonna end like this. We never do it the easy way, do we? It was always gonna be a heart attack. It was always gonna be a big, massive roller coaster. And the irony is, like, nobody's cared about Isak, because we got all the Isak bombers last night, and it was just a formality for Isak today. Got a few pictures of him doing coming and arriving for his medical, but it's the topsy-turvy is being all on Marc Guehi, and we're still not 100% in knowing that he will sign today. Let me take a few of your comments and get your questions in, people. You know, I always like to engage when I'm alone. Um, Alex says, I think if the deal gets done, we would have heard by now if it's off, I think. I don't know. I'm not heard anything about this defender yet. If Alex, if it's dependent on a replacement and getting a replacement for Marc Guehi, then it looks like that centre back that they're buying, if they've done some groundwork in the paperwork for him, and then they've got 2-3 hours in completing it, then you'd think, okay, Crystal Palace and Liverpool will agree on a deal, and let Marc Guehi join Liverpool. Maybe Crystal Palace have put on hold on the Marc Guehi deal and said, look, if we can't get this replacement, it's not going to happen, even though we were told differently. And then after an hour or so, we got told about in the instrumental figure in the whole transfer deal is the manager and Glasner. He's having late talks with the player, and it's all down to him because he's threatening to leave the club. So that it becomes a different type of situation, because if you're Parish and you've given the green light to Liverpool for the player to travel for Alex Crook, what's he said? So yeah, so it's a completely different situation when the manager is threatening to walk away, because you could argue in the last 5-10 years, Glasner has been the best thing that's happened to Crystal Palace. What a team, what a system, what a connection between the players and the fans, and they've got a trophy. They're playing European football, and whenever you watch them play, they've got some really, really good players as well. They've lost Eze, and maybe the manager doesn't want to lose his captain in the same summer. But I still keep thinking about Marc Guehi, that you've got 1 year left on your contract. You ideally, if you wanted to stay at the club, what you could have done is you signed a new contract and put a little buyout clause for £45 million. I think Palace would have accepted that, but he just left it too late, in my opinion. And when you're leaving it to the last day, anything is possible. Another tweet. Liverpool have done everything necessary to complete a 35 million deal for Marc Guehi, including submitting a deal sheet. Final decision now rests with Crystal Palace. Okay. There's 634 of you people on the transfer deadline show on 6 o'clock. I think this is our third show. And big up to Chin. He's been live already twice today. So I think he went live around about 11 o'clock. Then he went live around, I think it was about 2-3 o'clock as well. So it was always going to be a busy day. So it's mental. And this is a new experience for us as well. So keep liking, keep subscribing. I don't know if we're over the 17,000 subscriber mark yet. So if we aren't and you're not a subscriber, then please head over and smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Ridwan is asking, where is your yellow tie? Ridwan, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy at work. I was going to go and nip into town and just get Gary Jacob, deal sheet lodged with Premier League for a proposed 35 million move to Liverpool. Maybe back on. And Paul Joyce has retweeted that. Okay, when was that? Okay, that was 7:10. So what did he say? Marc Guehi deal sheet lodged with Premier League for a proposed 35 million, maybe back on. So nobody is sure. Nobody is sure at the moment. Even Gary Jacob and even Paul Joyce. So it's 50-50. It looks like it's 50-50 at the moment. And I don't think Crystal Palace are sat there with Glasner and the player and the hierarchy now trying to tell the player, look, don't leave and all that sort of stuff. I think that would have been, a half an hour conversation again. Those talks have taken place many, many times over the summer. and you will have a last ditch attempt to convince the player. But I think it might be something to do with the manager now. So and then Crystal Palace as a club might have said, okay, is it worth losing this player on a free? Is it worth losing maybe the player in January for a reduced price? If it's 35 million pound now, it might be 20 million pound in January. But at least we won't lose our manager. So yeah, it's probably dependent on and probably where Glasner's stance is if you get me a defender, fine. So let's see if the defender that they've looked to we have been signing or on the verge of signing goes through as well. Asim, what do you think happens? If you want my opinion and my gut feeling, I think Marc Guehi is going to become a Liverpool player, and it was just a late heart attack. Um, Sky reporting it as well. The deal sheet has been submitted. Okay, so it looks like Liverpool have done everything possible. Yeah, I think this is what we've been discussing. Steve Parish wants to sell, but Glasner wants the right replacement. There is even talk he could walk 100%. You guys, the whole tweets is popping off now, aren't they? Fab. What did Fab say? Liverpool submitted a deal sheet for Marc Guehi's 35 million move. Medical also done. Up to Crystal Palace now. Okay. Nothing new that we didn't know already. Joyce is saying we've got 2 hours. So yeah, 9 o'clock. A few guys were saying it early in the chat. 9 o'clock. Okay. What do you guys think? Tell me. There's 600 of you in the building. Go with your heart, mind and not with your heart. I know the answer when you come with your heart. Is Marc Guehi gonna be a Liverpool player at 9 o'clock? Yes or no? Ali is very worried. Every time he's asking me throughout the summer, every single time I told him, don't worry about Isak. That will get done. And he's worried about Marc Guehi again. But this situation, I'll be honest with you, I've been told all summer Liverpool are relaxed, Liverpool will get it done, and all that sort of stuff. But you cannot legislate for a late twist and a late turn. Nobody predicted that. Nobody knew that. All summer, I knew that Liverpool were very confident that the deal will get done, and I sort of relayed that information to you guys, but nobody predicted this. And judging by every journalist now, it's 50-50. We have submitted the deal sheet, but maybe the move is alive. So it could go either way. It could go either way. Dave is saying yes, he's going to become a Liverpool player. Ali says we need updates. Like, what do you expect? Update every 10 seconds. If I had Gay's number, I ring you. I ring Gay live on the show, Ali. He's more in than out. Okay. What are your source saying, Johnny? Johnny, I messaged. I don't know if you were in the building earlier. He replied saying, I honestly don't know. 8:59 bomber. Asked him, I don't know about this. What do you think? Adam Wharton has a pre-agreement with Liverpool in 2006. He'll be a Liverpool player next year, despite approaches from Real Madrid, Chelsea. Adi, let's worry about Adam Wharton in January and Wharton next summer. Let's worry about Guehi at the moment. Let's get him over the line, and then we'll worry. But the way Ryan Gravenberg has been playing, why would you want Adam Wharton, even though he's a really good player? Ethan, you confident, Asim? Yes. Really confident. I can't lie. When you come with a late unpredictable situation like this, nobody can say, yeah, he's 100% going to sign. That's bullshit. Even the journalists are like giving them a bit of a back out by giving us this information, saying maybe the deal is on. So nobody is confident. But if you want me to predict, I'll say the deal will go through. But give me some more information about this Crystal Palace centre back. What's happening with him? Any information? Any news breaking in regards to him? We're all worried about Guehi, but it could literally depend on on this replacement. What's happening? He signed. Holly is saying he signed. Signed 4 years. Wow. Okay. So that's surely good news then. If he signed, it what's Glasner's problem then? He signed a replacement. Does he want the centre back and Guehi to stay? I don't know. Hussein says I feel bad for Guehi. Yeah, look, 100%, 100%. But I'm not gonna lie, I do have a bit of a feeling where he could have pushed this move or for this move a little earlier, because he wasn't signing a new contract. He kept on rejecting the contracts from the club, so the club needed needed to sell. But maybe the club's financial position was slightly strengthened with the fact that Eze went from Palace to Arsenal, where they weren't completely desperate, but they still were open to a sale, because at the end of the day, he's still a 35 million pound defender, and at the end of the day, with all due respect, they're still Crystal Palace, so they can't afford for him to leave on a free. So there was a few chess games, let's see who blinks first and all that sort of stuff. But it went down to the last day, and when that player rejected Crystal Palace and went for West Ham, it was always going to come down to this sort of scenario, wasn't it? I'm trying to update my Twitter just like you guys. Muhammad says deal off. I think that's an opinion rather than information. Keep liking, people. Keep subscribing to the channel if you're new. You're sending me to Anfield sector. Josh was messaging me on WhatsApp earlier. He seemed confident earlier, but obviously a lot of opinions have changed since then. Sources Glasner / Parish at loggerheads. Wow. Parish wants the fee for Guehi. Told Glasner to work his best and they'll reinvest it all in the summer window. Glasner livid at it, telling him it's not how a club operates after winning a trophy. Wow. Will he walk? Will Glasner walk? Will he walk? He's talking the talk at the moment. Will he walk the walk? So if you're going by sources, it looks like the hierarchy, in particular Parish and the manager. You guys are scaring me, man. Someone said deal off. So it looks like there are talks. And Marc Guehi is in a little room somewhere else, whilst Glasner and Parish have it out. These are crunch talks. But again, I've been having a go at Marc Guehi for not making the move earlier, but I think that the club need to look at themselves as well. That you were always going to sell this player, so why didn't you just lower your expectations a touch? And the reports were coming out. The reports were coming out early in the summer that Crystal Palace value this player at 40-50 million pounds, and maybe that's why, in Liverpool's defense, Liverpool never went early. And what's happened is Liverpool knew that this is Crystal Palace, and there's an acceptance internally at the club at Palace that we need to get the money for him. But a manager is always gonna be selfish and protect his own interests. And it was tick tock, and it kept on ticking. And the manager is now had that conversation with the hierarchy, and he wants. This is not just any player. He's his leader, and he's an England international. Some would argue he's one of the best centre backs in the league, especially when it comes to form. He's been absolutely brilliant, especially in the last 12 months when I've seen him play for England, for Palace. And I'm intrigued as to how Marc Guehi fits in the back four. So that's one of the reasons why I want to see him at Liverpool, not just because he'll play for Liverpool, but I want to see his on a personal development. If he's good enough to adapt from a back five to a back four, I think he is. He's got all the traits to excel and go to the next level. But there's always a question mark, isn't there? So let's see what happens. Who's spamming the chat, people? Come on. I asked this question today and I didn't get a response. I'm just gonna quickly check. You know what? That person hasn't even read my message. They've got me on unread, blanking me today. Must be busy. Mark Delaney, 6 minutes ago, the deal sheet has gone in. There's optimism. It gets done. These are old. This is old news about 7-8 minutes ago that got sent to me on WhatsApp. So I literally can't. I wouldn't know whether we get an announcement today or tomorrow. Honestly, was it Tuesday tomorrow? So let's see what happens. The admin is telling us 34 subscribers away from 17,000. Subscribe, people. Come on. I can guarantee you. And you know what? Whenever I get a chance to look at the analytics in the back office, like YouTube, to be fair to them, is they're really good analysis as well and give you a lot of data. And our percentage in the last 3 months for viewers has been, I think, not 61, 51% of our viewers are non-subscribers. It's shocking. Come on, if you're here, if you like our content, then subscribe to the channel. And if you don't like our content, then subscribe anyway. Come on, just do it for Isak. He's signing. He's subscribing to Liverpool. He's done a great job to show his love for our club. You do the same and show your love to me and all the rest of the lads and to the whole channel. Deal off. This guy's. You're scaring me, bro. You said it twice now. Deal off. Wow. A few of you saying that now. No, Andrew's saying stop it. You're fucking scaring me, man. Sector tweet. Another one. Oh, okay. Isak walks off to the lower right, wearing a Liverpool shirt. Okay, we could get something then. I see 7:30, isn't it now? So it'll be interesting. Okay. I can't believe I left this comment on screen. Tanju, the comment, the deal sheet allows a club to confirm that an agreement has been reached and also give themselves more time to submit the remaining documentation. Okay. Don't piss the admin off, people. Come on. Why are you spamming me, man? Why is there a need? Because he's in the house. Shimon, Hamza is in the house. Big up, Hamza. Hope your hope your heart rate has been all right today. To be honest with you, I've been fair. I can't lie. Obviously, I've been really intrigued as to what happens. I want Marc Guehi to come to Liverpool and sign for us. But if it was the other way around, I'll be honest with you, I would have been a lot worse. I wouldn't have been relaxed like this. If it was Isak and there was a 50-50, just imagine Isak was 50-50 right now. Toba. I think we all can cope. Imagine this was Isak. Honestly, I was so busy today. I would have gone into town and got a yellow tie, but I just didn't have the time. I'm sorry. Um, you know what? There was news, not news, rumors that I got told during the day when the whole Gomez rumors were kicking off the deal off to Milan. They walked away from the deal, and then obviously prior to that, Crystal Palace were looking at the defender as well on loan, was it? And then someone told me that Liverpool might even offer Gomez a new deal. Now, I didn't tell anyone. I've just remembered when I saw Gomez's name. So I wanna. It's probably something to keep an eye out on. I wanna quickly check how many years Joe Gomez has got on his contract. Can someone just confirm that Joe Gomez contract expiry end of 2027? Okay, so it's interesting. Let's see if something happens with Joe Gomez, if Liverpool end up offering him a new deal, because next summer, it's 2026. He's only got 1 year left on his contract. Do you just let him run down that contract, let him go on a free? He's still at a decent age. He's still 28, so he'll run out with a contract at the age of 30. Yeah, I don't know. So I didn't share that rumor with anyone, but maybe it's something to keep an eye on. Is there a show tonight? Yes, we'll get the lads on the show. And you know what it's going to be about. It's going to be about Isak. It's going to be about Marc Guehi, and a few others as well. And you know what? I've been talking about Liverpool wanting or are open to the idea about one more attacker. They even before getting Isak, they're looking at two attackers and stuff like that. And up until yesterday afternoon, I kept on getting told that Liverpool are still open to the idea. But what I didn't get told as to why they open to the idea. If they get Isak, are they not open to the idea of a different type of striker? Or do they want to cover Isak by getting two more players in? I didn't really get clarification towards on that. So all I kept on getting told is we are looking for another striker, and there was some rumors about Liao getting offered to us and a few other players as well. And I can guarantee you, in the next 2-3 days, stories will come out, news will come out as Liverpool rejected this player. Liverpool looked and inquired about this player and made a little worst case scenario plan just in case Alexander Isak wasn't coming. So let's see what happens in the next 2-3 days when maybe some stories get leaked out to the media. Do you think we go for Morgan Rogers? I can't lie. A few of you messaged me today regarding Morgan Rogers. I did not hear anything about Morgan Rogers for the last, 2-3 months. Absolute nothing on him. Every club has been and scouted Morgan Rogers. That's common news. Whoever you speak to, but in terms of official concrete interest, I have not heard anything about Morgan Rogers. Would I take him? Of course I would. Of course I will. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. This is a good question. Honestly, I've literally come out of work, and I don't even know what's happening about Harvey Elliott's deal. What's happening about Harvey Elliott's deal? Did it get agreed? I did see the "Here we go" from Fabrizio Romano, but after that, it looks like Villa have put a deal sheet in for Harvey Elliott as well. So loan to Aston Villa. Okay, that is the loan. Here we go. So it's a five. I did read it's a £5 million loan, and then maybe a £35 million package. So the overall package is £40 million. So you would say I did want £40 million, and I predicted £40 million. But when you see some of the deals going around in the transfer market this summer, like even Tyler Dibbling, what did he go for? Around £42 million. And I know he's a really good talent and he's young and he's probably got a really high ceiling, a higher ceiling than Harvey Elliott. But at the current moment, Harvey Elliott is a better player and achieved more in the game, and is more developed as well than someone like Tyler Dibbling. So, but I think we have to be happy with around 40 million pounds. I think the quotation or the sale price at Liverpool initially were looking at around 50 million pounds that got reported. I did think if Liverpool got 45, they did well. So I was always around the 40 million pound mark. And it looks like with the loan fee that they'll pay around 5 million pounds and then pay the 35 million pounds package next year. Ashlay's the 20% goes to Fulham as well. So yeah, we'll lose a bit there, won't we? Obligation to buy. That is the one, Rumi. Atik's in the house. He says deal sheet in Palace cannot now pull out, otherwise a breach of conditions. Wow. No one's mentioned this. This is why we need Atik in the building. He comes out with technicalities like this that make sense. So so if Palace cannot pull out then, Atik, why are we not announcing the deal? What is it resting on? What is it resting on? Or is it just a few more documentations that we just need to complete because we got the green light for the medical so late? Hopefully, it's something like that. And the reported talks, the crunch talks, the showdown talks between Glasner and Guehi, it was probably early in the week or earlier during the day. And once Guehi got the green light, it just meant Liverpool needed a bit more time, and it was always going to be the case of a deal sheet in, and we needed an extra few hours to complete the deal. And they've also got the centre back as well. So yeah, man, go on, Atik. That's the comment of the show. You can always trust Atik, like I say. So that's a tricky question. So yeah, if Palace cannot pull out, yeah, it's a tricky question. Let's just not carry on with those ideas. But yeah, once you're in, you don't want to pull out. Let's see what happens. Hussein says Atik with a Rio winner. So yeah, man, that's made me positive. Honestly, that has made me positive. Jack is saying 17K for deadline days. Junior, how many subs are we off? How many subs were we off around about 50 earlier, or was it 30? Whatever it is, there's nearly 700 in the building. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Head over to the BNR Ultra group as well. Support the channel in an extra way if you can. If you can't, then it's no problem at all. All we ask for is you just hover over that like button and smash it down just the once, because if you do it a bit more than once, you'll end up unliking it as well. So no, you just unlike the stream. No, stop trying shit. Asim 16.9. Come on, I don't like that number. Just look at that 16.9. I want one whole figure, 17K on the 1st of September. Oh, Gay, he stays at Palace. Fucking hell. Bastard. Ah. Yeah, David Ornstein. He's just wrote. Marc Guehi is expected to stay at Crystal Palace despite an agreement to take the defender to Liverpool being reached on a deadline day. The England international 25 completed at least part of the medical after a fee of £35 million was agreed between the club's personal terms on a 5-year contract to 2030 were also in place. Glasner has been vocally opposed to Guehi's sale this summer and been resolute, and that the captain could not be allowed to leave unless an appropriate replacement was found. A deal was struck for teenage defender JD Convert to join Toulouse ahead of Monday. I'm just let's skim through it now. A deal sheet was submitted to grant Liverpool additional, but Guehi is now set to stay. Ah. He's Matam. Matam mod. Oh, I'm lost for words, man. I was looking forward to seeing him. Bloody hell. On the same day, we're going to be in a euphoric mood celebrating the British record. And there's disappointment on my face, disappointment in the chat. Ah, flip say, man. Yeah, flip sake. You know what? We're all gutted. But just remember, we've got Alexander Isak. And in terms of priority, that was the main guy that we needed today. Because we've got Leone in, because we've got Gomez who's come back now, there is a question mark on his fitness, 100%. There's a question mark on Ibu Kanate's fitness, 100%. Leone is still a question mark as well. So let's see what happens. Some people are saying it's not a guaranteed deal off. I don't know if David Ornstein is saying he's expected to stay, and I would believe that. There's always a chance Liverpool go back in for him and get him for 15 to 20 million pounds in January, and then Glasner and Palace can get a sufficient replacement, and then he can come to Liverpool, or he can just come to Liverpool. You know that when Marc Guehi, the link came out, it was always going to be a tough deal, but the problem is we just left it too late, in all honesty. And yeah, I'm gutted because every time I watched him, especially recently, I've kept a close eye on him because we were really heavily linked with him. We've started getting reports that he only wants Liverpool as well. So yeah, man, it's gutted, but we still have options. We bought in a young defender. We paid £37 million for him. And we've got options, although I always liked the fact that Liverpool had 5 centre-backs as well. Normally, if you've got 4 centre-backs who can play, who are available week in, week out, and then you've got other options like, Gravenberg, Endo, Bajcetic, all these utility players. As you know, we've seen Marc Guehi, just David Ornstein has just tweeted as well. So yeah, let's see what happens, man. What a bugger. But the priority, I like to reiterate, was Alexander Isak signs for Liverpool and that attacking department, because we cannot rely, at least if we've got Ibu Kanate starting, we've got Verge starting, the 2 centre-backs are still on paper, especially with Joe Gomez, if he stays fit, then they are still good enough. We won the league with 4 defenders. I'm not trying to back it up. I've always said Liverpool need 2 centre-backs, but it looks like Liverpool did everything that they could, but the player was relaxed. The club wanted to see if Liverpool pull out the money. Liverpool had evaluation with the player, agreed the player, got the green light, and then it was a late twist on the last day. But the main thing is we have to remain positive that weren't reliant upon, and as well as they've done, as many goals they've scored so far, winners, crucial moments in the young superstar that we've got in Rio, and Federico Chiesa, who is a cult hero at Liverpool. We cannot rely on them. Let's be honest. We needed to add quality and depth, and we have done so in crazy fashion, in the best fashion, and signed Alexander Isak. So let's look forward to the announcement, hopefully today, and celebrate Liverpool breaking the British record for twice in the same summer. So we've still had a really good transfer window. It would have been a 10 out of 10 window with Marc Guehi. It's probably gone down to a 9 out of 10. Let's be honest. That's a sliding. Ash with the super chat. Thank you so much. That's a sliding doors moment in Guehi career. No guarantee at Liverpool come back for you. He should have pushed the move more a week ago. Yeah, more weeks ago. Yeah, I agree. I was talking about the same thing, Ash. That you cannot just simply blame Glasner. Like there was a showdown and there was a standoff between the manager and the hierarchy. But at the end of the day, Marc Guehi, if he really had the desire of someone like Alexander Isak, the desire of Gyökeres, even to use another example from another club. Breaking Romano deal has collapsed. Medical done and deal chief submitted. Crystal Palace don't approve the move following ego deal is off. So yeah, man, fuck's sake. So yeah, it looks like it's off, and I agree with Ash. I was saying the same thing. God forbid he gets an injury, a serious injury. Liverpool don't want you even on a free, because there's no guarantees of you. Obviously, it reduces the risk of them getting you on a free, and there'll be more, so like open. Liverpool will be more open to bringing you on a free, but when you get injured, sometimes another person or player at the buying club mix. Look at someone like Leone. What if Leone gets a chance and takes everyone's breath away, or how good he is and how quickly he settles? And suddenly Liverpool are looking at different options again, and maybe don't want to block his pathway into the team. Anything can happen. Obviously, if you want me to predict, Ash, I think Liverpool's interest will remain. I think Liverpool will try to pick him up in January if Crystal Palace try to do business in January. If not, Liverpool will be relaxed at picking him up free, because there was two objectives and two missions for Liverpool. Bring the Van Dijk type of replacement, the 18, 19-year-old defender. In the last 2 years, we lost out on Huijsen. We lost out. There was some interest when even Klopp was here in Levi Colwill. There was we dropped out, or lost out, sorry, on the signing of Euro, who went to Man United for more wages and a higher fee. So that was always, and I've been telling you all summer, every time I speak to the people I speak to, from what I understand, Liverpool are looking for the succession plan and future planning for that. They don't have to be the Van Dijk replacement, but they wanted a young defender who is going to come in because Van Dijk's age. So if you want to call him the direct replacement of Van Dijk, or do you just want to call him another body or another young upcoming defender, then it's up to you how you describe that new signing. But Guehi was, obviously we've got the dark cloud and the elephant in the room of, Ibu Konate's contract situation. So Guehi, if he developed into, the good thing about Guehi is he can play on the right side of defense and play on the right side on defense as well. In a 5, in a 3, in a 4, call it what you want. Can he handle the pressure of being at a club? Remains to be seen. I think, and many of you guys think he can. So I think Liverpool will remain interested, Ash. But you're right, anything can happen. And we've seen so many deals collapse. It doesn't have to necessarily have to be on the last day of the transfer deadline, transfer deadline day. It can be just normal transfers during the window, and they never materialize ever again. User, I'm 2T, yeah, whatever that is. Isak is a rat. Friendly banter. look, if I was actually bumped into a Newcastle fan today. He keeps coming into, he lives near us, and he comes into where I work, and he was calling Isak is a rat. He said he was talking about how Isak came, and when he came to Newcastle, he's only scored around about 5-6 goals for Sociedad, and we made him who he is, and Walter Made is going to be a great assister and a great scorer for us, and obviously it might have been a bit of copium. But let's be honest, if someone did that to us and refused to play, refused to train, I can guarantee you 99.9% of the people in here and 99.9% of the people not in here, all across Liverpool fan base, all over the world, would have been calling their player a rat. Whoever tells me anything different, I don't believe it. Let's be honest. But we're all hypocrites to an extent. And if you're getting that player, we're saying, oh, he's showing great desire to be at Liverpool. It's just the way the football fandom works. Let's be honest. If it's happening to your club, you're throwing your toys out the pram. And if it's coming to your club, then you're in cloud nine. Okay. But I agree with this, and I've been saying it all show that I believe Guehi should have forced a move. And the irony is he's been the utmost professional, and the move has collapsed last day. And someone like Wissa, someone like Isak, who refused to play and refused to train in different circumstances, they got their move. So you know what? If you want your move, you kick up a fuss. It's the world. It's the way the world works. Simple as. Isak is a hamster. Trent is a rat. Okay, people, I'm going to leave it there. I've just been live for an hour or so. I thought I'd come live. Gene's been live twice. I thought we'd have a bit of a catch up. I thought we'd get some breaking news and good news. We got the breaking news. We didn't get the good news, but it is what it is. The window is shut. It is still a really, really good window for us. It would have been an unbelievable, the perfect window if Marc Guehi came and held a Liverpool shirt tonight. But you know what? You have to think positive that we've still sent shivers down the Premier League. Whether you're Arsenal, whether you're a City, whether you're a Man United fan, the amount of messages that I got today that, you know what, Liverpool have won the league. And nobody cared about Marc Guehi. They didn't care, but we did, because we know we're slightly short in the defensive department as well, and how important he is to a Palace side or a Liverpool side if he came. But the main thing is Liverpool are going. Thank you, Skip. Oh, look at that, man. They even had the video ready for Marc Guehi. Rightio. Okay, people, we're going to leave it there, and we shall catch you later on. 10:30, I think we're going. So we will see you for the evening show. It's me, it's Gene, it's Ben. We'll try to get Aki on. We'll try to get Jake on as well. I think we need the full panel tonight and review the whole the day and the summer transfer window as a whole, whether it's for Liverpool and for our title challenges. So keep liking, keep subscribing, and let us know what you think below the line if you're watching the show later on. And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care and have a good evening, and bye for now.